What if I told you that you could build a complete profile of a company just from its broken webpage? Well, that is exactly what we are going to do today. We're starting from the most unlikely place you can imagine, a 404 error. I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. You click a link and you hit a digital brick wall. Normally, you just close the tab and move on, right? But what if that error page was actually hiding the whole story, right there in plain sight? Today, we are putting on our digital detective hats. We're going to turn a simple, everyday error into a masterclass in business intelligence. So let's dive in and start the investigation. Okay, so our whole investigation kicks off right here. This is a classic 404 page not found error from a London estate agent called LDG. And at first glance, it really does look like a useless page, doesn't it? A total dead end. The page says, oops, and basically tells us to go back to the homepage. But if we ignore that big, bold message and just look at what's around it, the headers, the footers, all the navigation, that's where the real clues are. This isn't a dead end at all. It's the start of the trail. That's because even on an error page, the website's main navigation menu is almost always there. And that menu, it's not just a list of links. You've got to think of it like a complete sitemap. It's basically a treasure map that details the entire structure of their business. So just by scanning that top-level navigation, boom, we immediately find the three core pillars of LDG's entire business: residential, commercial, and investments. Right away, this tells us they aren't just your average estate agent. They're operating in three very distinct, very high-value parts of the property market. And when we dig just one level deeper into that sitemap, we can instantly lay out their whole service menu. It's all right here for us. Bespoke searches for special clients, capital markets for investors, even tenancy management for landlords. We now know exactly what they do, all without ever seeing a single working page of their site. Pretty cool, right? So this sitemap, this map, also helps us figure out who they serve. By just comparing their two biggest divisions, that's commercial and residential, we can start to decode their entire business model. And this comparison really shows us their whole strategy. On the commercial side, you've got things like capital markets and rent reviews. That sounds very corporate. But then on the residential side, you see in new homes and this really fascinating service called the invisible landlord. This tells us they have a super sophisticated model that caters to two very different, but you can bet equally wealthy types of clients. Okay, so we know what they do, but the next really crucial clue is where they do it. I mean, a London estate agent could mean the whole massive city, but this hidden sitemap reveals their very precise area of expertise. And there you have it. It's not all of London, not even close. It's a very specific and, let's be honest, a very valuable slice of central London. They're working in Fitzrovia, Marylebone, Soho. These are all prime top-tier locations. So this company is a specialist, not a generalist. That's a huge insight. And if we needed any more proof, we just have to glance down at the page footer. Their physical office address is listed right there on Great Titchfield Street, which puts them geographically smack dab in the center of Fitzrovia, one of their core neighborhoods. They are literally inside their own market. Believe it or not, this broken page still has more to tell us. It also has the website's property search forms, and these hold the next piece of the puzzle. By just analyzing the search options, we can build a perfect profile of their ideal customer. Just look at the difference here. It's like they're catering to two completely different worlds. When you search for a home, you choose the number of bedrooms. Okay, that makes sense. But when you search for a workspace, you choose the number of desks or the total square footage. This shows us they're speaking two completely different languages to two totally different clients. One's a family, the other is probably a CEO. And if you needed any more proof of the level these guys are operating at, just look at the price filter on their search form. The maximum value you can select is £20 million. This single number confirms without a doubt that they are exclusively serving a high net worth clientele. So let's just step back and recap what we've done here. We started with a page that literally just said, oops, and from that one single broken page, we have managed to piece together an entire corporate strategy. The process was actually pretty simple, but it was incredibly powerful. First, we looked past the obvious error message. Then, we used the navigation bar as our sitemap. After that, we analyzed the services they offered, and finally, we profiled their clients using the tools they left behind for us. What we've just done, this whole exercise, is a perfect bite-sized example of what people call business intelligence. It's really just the process of taking raw, often overlooked data, even from a broken web page, and turning it into a powerful, actionable understanding of a business and where it sits in the market. So the next time you hit a 404 error, maybe don't close the tab so quickly. There just might be a whole story waiting for you to discover. And it leaves us with one final question to think about. What story are the hidden parts of your digital footprint telling the world?